Mathematicians?
That's me!
That is you. Thanks for coming back, you guys. Okay, we're still in lesson 14. I'm trying to give you a couple of examples of what you're going to be seeing there. Get out that whiteboard, please, that you do have at home. And let's look at this story problem, something that you're probably going to encounter that might be a little challenging. Let's look at this one. Again, we're thinking about the situation and then how we're going to solve it. Tommy has 192 buttons. Clayton, has 392 buttons. How many more buttons does Clayton have than Tommy? Now, a lot of times when we see things like this, a lot of times before the question comes, boys and girls will be like, oh, they want me to put these numbers together. They want the total. Sometimes we're not looking for the total. We're looking at instead comparing them. We're looking for the more or the fewer. So here we go again with those comparison bars. So we know that Tommy has 192, and we know Clay has 392. How many more buttons does Clay have? Well, obviously we know he has the most. We can tell by his 300 is greater than that 100. So if I'm going to look at my situation equation, I'm going to be looking at that going, here is my comparison bar. Yep, that's my comparison bar. The comparison bar is powerful. Once we know where to put the numbers, then we kind of know how to solve it. So anytime Mrs. Seitz is looking at a story problem that starts talking about how many more than the other, I always get that comparison bar going. And let's remember this from the classroom. We always know the circle. You're right. It's always the place where we put the more or the fewer. Okay? That's really where we see the difference. So in this case, the larger amount is Clayton. So who gets the greater bar? Clay. He's got the greater number. I'll put a C for Clay. 392 is his total. I'm comparing him to Tommy, who has 192. That is a fewer, a lesser amount. 192 would go in this box, and I can put a T for Tommy, so I'm marking that. Now I'm comparing them. I'm looking for the more, which obviously is what Clay will have, and the fewer. So we know, mathematicians, that fewer and more is the same number. It's just when we are comparing. How do I find out the more or the fewer? I could now decide how am I going to solve it, right? How am I going to solve this? Could I add up? Yeah, use the add up method. Could I do a subtraction? Absolutely. So I could find the difference by going 392, take away 192, and then I can find the more and the fewer because it's the same number we're comparing. 2 take away 2, 0. 90 take away 90, 0. And 300 take away 100, 200. So friends, here it is. Clay has 200 more, but Tommy has 200 fewer. See how that number works? Could have I gone 192 and done the add up method? Absolutely, my friends. I would have added an 8. That would have got me to 200. Now that I'm at 200, I want to get to 300. I'm going to add a 100 on there. Now I'm at 300. I need to get to 392. I'm going to add a 92. And then I'm at 392. When I add that all up together, friends, 100 plus 8 plus that 92, I added up to 200. Again, solution equation is different. Know your situation and then solve it. Friends, let's look at this. I'm going to talk about this because this is another one. I'm going to give you a comparison bar. Here's your comparison bar. Can you make up a story problem for this? Here's your comparison bar. We know that 63 is like somebody's greater amount, and then this is the more or the fewer. Can you make a story problem up with that? I'm going to give you a little bit of assistance, okay? I'm going to make my characters in this story problem to be Cohen. I'm going to give Cohen this bar. And I'm going to give this bar to my friend Avon. What kind of a story problem could this be? Cohen's got 63 of something. Avon, we're trying to figure out what he has, right? So we know in that circle, let's remember, the circle is the more. The circle is also telling us about the fewer. So we know that Avon has 15 fewer. Cohen has 15 more. So I'm going to give you my story problem for this comparison bar. I'll put that right there. Here's my story problem for it. Cohen, and I'll bring this up, Cohen has 63 toy cars. Cohen has 15 more toy cars than Avon. How many toy cars does Avon have? So I took this comparison bar and wrote this story problem. Anytime, friends, you're looking for the more and the fewer, think about our comparison bars, okay? I want you to feel success right now with Lesson 14. Lesson 14's got a lot going on. You guys do your very best. Have a great day. I'm so glad you guys are working hard. Mathematicians.
That's me.
That is you. See you guys later. Stay strong. Do your best.